a comfortable stiff sitting position. Come and sit onto the sit bones and come into cross-legged. And then just focus, just gently rest the hands on the tops of the thighs and focus on lifting up a little bit into the rib cage. So as we lift up, we have to draw in a little bit into the navel. And lift up the chest, lift up the shoulders, and then roll the shoulders back and down. Let the neck be long, so we can be really tall here in this sitting posture. Try to relieve any tension from the hips. And just bring a sense of calmness to the body. At this point, we need to be able to find this calmness in the body, this stillness, this stillness in the mind. And just take a couple of breaths, just inhaling, exhaling through the nose, drawing the attention inwards, trying to detach from all that just happened outside or before the class. Focusing on inhaling and filling up the whole lungs. And then when we're completely full, just slowly releasing the air, exhaling. Make sure all the air, the stale air, has left the body. Inhale, fill up the lungs. And exhale. We'll continue with this breath, and we're just going to lift up the shoulders, draw the scapula together, and pull the shoulders back down as we exhale. Let's follow this breath. So we inhale up, lift the shoulders so we scrunch them around the ears a little bit, roll back, and then draw the shoulders down. Inhale, shoulders up, back, and down. And then draw the shoulders forwards. Again, trying to find the range of motion in the body. Just moving gently at this point, just moving with the breath. Inhale, bring the shoulders up. Roll the shoulders back and then pull the shoulders back down again. And let's come back to neutral position. And we're going to draw the shoulders back towards each other. Lift them up and then roll them forwards. Shoulders back. Draw the scapula together, lift the shoulders, and pull them forwards. One more time back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift up, and then pull forwards. One last time, shoulders back, draw the scapula together, lift up, and roll forwards. Okay, and let's just shake out the arms, shake out your hands. Good. Inhale. Let's bring the hands up. And then exhale to come forwards. Let's just walk the hands down, keeping grounded into the sit bones. And just come like a bit halfway of your capacity. Don't pull fully into your full capacity, just halfway here. Take a deep breath in. And as you come forwards a little bit deeper, just pushing back into the sit bones as we exhale. Inhale, looking again at the hands. Pulling a little bit more forwards, pushing back into the sit bones, and then exhale down. Inhale, lift the head. Let's walk these hands around to the left side, reaching through the right side of the body. Maybe bring the chin to the knee. Exhale. Inhale, looking up. Let's bring this left hand into the side of the ribs and we open up a little bit more, feeling this opening through the armpit and through the hip flexor. Exhale, come back to the floor and back around to the front side. Let's take a breath in and out here. Breathing into the lower back so we can bring some release there, but also allowing us to keep the sit bones grounded into the mat. Reaching through this left side and really stretching through this left rib cage and feeling this opening through around the kidneys and around where these hip flexors are. So really experiencing and understanding what's happening here as we come a little bit deeper, and we'll bring this right elbow into the side of the body and reach through this left side, grounding down with this left thigh. So we don't want this left hip coming up here. We want to try and keep this opening. Exhale, come back to the floor, come back around to the front side. And a little bit deeper and look to the hands. Let's bring ourselves back up to sitting, and we'll take the knees out to the sides, and let's bring the knees underneath the hips and the hands underneath the shoulders. Spread these fingers so we can make really strong hand foundations. Keep the toes tucked under, and we're going to keep these thighs perpendicular to the floor and start to just walk these hands forwards. Keeping the tailbone up, bringing the rib cage to the floor, and just really stretching. Again, we're getting this big stretch through the side and underneath the armpits, around the lateral muscles. Maybe bringing the head down to the floor, really making the hands active and trying to draw the shoulders away from the ear so we can open again into the back, into the scapula. And breathe here in puppy dog pose. Calm breaths. Trying to keep this passive and active at the same time. And looking to the hands, let's start to walk the hands back up. We're going to bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Bring the body back into neutral, and inhale, lift up the chest. Exhale, squeeze the perineum, pull the tailbone down. Bring the ribs right up and the chin into the chest. Inhale, let's open, shoulders come back, chest, rib cage coming forwards, tailbone up into the happy cat. Exhale, draw the tailbone down. Bring the ribs up, so really opening up through the spine here, and bring the chin into the chest. Inhale, open, shoulders back, chin coming forwards. Exhale, come back to neutral. Inhale, push out through the right leg, stretch through the left heel, and reach out through the right arm. Okay, try and keep this together, so we don't want this all to fall down. This has to be active, okay? Exhale, bring the elbow and the knee together. Really bring this knee into the chest. Inhale, open, stretch, reach from each other. Exhale, come together. Inhale, open. Exhale, come together. Inhale, open. Stretch through the back heel. One more. Come together. And reach, 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 and then come back to the floor. Okay, let's just come back to all fours. We're just going to sway here for a little bit. Just swaying into the wrists, swaying into the hips. And we start to move a little bit with the breath. So we drop back into the left heel, into the right side, and come forwards, bring the shoulders over the top of the fingers, and then exhale back. Really squashing into the toes, inhale forwards. Come back. Right over the top of the fingers, so you're stretching the back of the arms, and we're trying to create this movement with the Mula Bandha, with the perineum. So when we get back to the left hand, we're going to drop back into the right side and come back. Squash into the right toes. Squeeze the perineum, pull yourself forward, bring the shoulders right over the top of the fingertips and come back. Try not to keep just pushing into the hands and feet. We want to keep the core muscles active here. One more time, come back. And we bring ourselves back to a neutral position. Make sure the hands are still back underneath the shoulders. And we'll extend this time with the right heel, pushing the right heel out, and extend with the left arm. Keep the core active. The core is going to be doing everything here. Exhale, bring together, elbow in the knee. Bring the knee right up into the chest. Inhale, open. Exhale, come together, breathe. Inhale, open. Exhale, come together. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring this knee right into the rib cage. Inhale, open. And then come back to the floor. Good. Let's tuck under the toes from here, and we'll push up into downward dog. Okay, just pedal the feet. Stretch the hamstrings. Tip up the tailbone so we get the tailbone up as high as we can. Maybe we need to bend the knees so we can bring up the tailbone. And just pedal these feet. Spread the fingers. Okay, let's bring this right knee into the chest, just like we were before when we were pushing this here. And bring this right knee right up into the chest. Stretch your back foot and look to the hands and step forwards. Just bring the hands either side of the right foot. Extend through the left heel. Extend the neck and the chin forward, so we don't want to bunch up like this. We want to open the shoulders. Breathe, calm breaths. Keep calmness on your face, calmness through the body. Just keep breathing. Let's step back into downward dog. And again, just coming into maybe stretching through the spine to lengthen and get the tailbone up as high as we can, and then we try and squeeze maybe the heels back down. And then looking to the hand, let's bring this left knee really up high into the chest. Dorsal flex the foot and step forwards. Left foot. And let's extend out through the right heel of the body. Breathe, calm breaths. Just be patient with yourself here. And then looking to the hands, we'll step forwards, right foot. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the chin, and let's come all the way up. Looking to the thumbs. Reach, reach, reach. And exhale. Good. Well done. We've got a little bit warmed up. Okay, we're going to run through Surya Namaskara, sun salutations. We've been looking a little bit, the focus this week is whatever you want it to be, but the focus that I'm drawing attention to this week is the spaces in between, okay? The transitions and the spaces. It's not just about the postures, it's how we get there. And when we're there, a lot of the time in the postures, we spend 5 breaths in the posture. See what's happening with you in those 5 breaths. Are you just desperate to finish the posture and get to the next place? Can you be patient? Can you just find out what's happening with you in those 5 breaths? Just see what happens, okay? Surya Namaskara A. Inhale. Lift up through the hands. Pushing the feet into the floor and stretching through the lumbar. Exhale, fold forwards. Keep the length. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring the hands to the shins. Roll back the shoulders. Exhale, step back into our plank. Okay, down through Chaturanga. Elbows into the side of the ribs. Inhale, push the toes forward so we can come up into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Just your hands and your feet on the floor. Exhale back into Downward Dog. Push the sit bones up as high as we can so we can get all of this length through the side body, through the spine, right up into the tailbone. Draw in the navel a little bit, and then we see if we can stretch the hamstrings. Breathe your 5 breaths. Keep calmness to the body. Look into the hands. Step forwards, right and left foot. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Looking to the hands. Reach and then exhale. Good. Are we doing all right? Just remember, this is just breath, okay? We just follow the breath. The breath is the most important. Do not lose the rhythm of your inhales and then your exhales. Inhale, lift up through the hands. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into plank. I'm going to give you a Chaturanga variation so we can bring the knees down, tailbone up, bend the elbows into the side of the body and bring the chin down, and then push the knees forwards as we come up into upward facing dog. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. Five breaths. Let's see what's happening for you in those 5 breaths. Can you take the mind away from what's going to happen next and just stay with your breath? Just be in the posture in the moment, looking to the hands, step forwards right and left foot, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Looking to the thumbs, exhale through the middle of the body. Inhale, let's come back up through the hands. Exhale to fold forwards. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, step back. Again, I'm going to give the variation here. Tailbone up. Make sure when you're coming down, you don't do a push-up. I don't want these elbows out to the side. That's just going to cause you big problems with your wrists and your elbows and your shoulders. Elbow creases, the bendy bits are facing forwards, and we come down through Chaturanga. And then we push up into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. And then back into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. 5 breaths here. Are you just struggling? Is your face all screwed up and you're just, don't struggle. If it's just a struggle, come down, okay? Sure, we have to try and we have to put some effort, but we can't make it a struggle. Looking to the hands, let's step forward, right and left foot, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, let's come all the way up, looking to the thumbs. Exhale, through the middle of the body. With all the air is left the body, let's bend the feet, bend the knees, sweep the fingers through the mat, and come up into chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step back and come down for our chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Stretch the front of the body and exhale back into downward facing dog. We'll take the left foot out to the side and step the right foot between the hands. Let's turn the hips to face forward. This back foot is at 45 degrees and we can lift up into our Virabhadrasana. Exhale all the way down, all the way back through chaturanga. And then we inhale as we open into upward facing dog. Exhale back. Right foot to the side, left foot comes forwards. And again, you can just push up into the hands and open. Or we can come into the full posture. And exhale. Come all the way down through chaturanga. Inhale, open. Exhale, come back into downward dog. Just take 5 calm breaths here. And hop or step forwards, right and left foot. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees and sweep the fingers through the mat and come up into chair pose. Exhale. Now we're doing good. We're going to do one more. B. Position. Bend the knees. When you bend the knees, don't let the knees come apart. Keep the knees together. Sweep the fingers through the mat and keep this tight. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back. Come down through your chaturanga. Inhale, open, stretch your feet. Exhale back into downward dog. Let's step the left foot to the side, right foot comes forwards. Hips facing forward, sweep the hands up into Virabhadrasana. Warrior pose. Come back down to the floor with one exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale back into downward dog. Step the right foot to the side, left foot comes forwards. Look into the toes, lift up and look to the thumbs. Exhale all the way down. Through chaturanga. Inhale, open. And back into downward dog. Let's take 5 breaths here. And then looking to the hands, let's step forwards, right and left foot, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend the knees and sweep the fingers through the mat and come up into chair pose. Exhale. Good. Let's come to position. Samasthiti. Good. Let's step out. Bring the feet, the ankles under your wrists. Sides of the feet parallel with the sides of the mat. And bring the hands to the hips. We'll turn out the right foot. Looking to the right toes. You can use a block here, of course. I'll put one there just in case. Or you can come and get these toes. You can bend the knee to come and get the toes and then stand back on the toes. If it's possible, we straighten the front thigh, turn, and then looking to the left thumb. Hook the toes and then stand back on the fingers. So we get this strong feet foundation. And breathe. Make sure you have room to breathe. Bring the left hand back to the hip. Turn to face the toes. Let's come all the way back up. Turn the right foot in, left foot out. Keep the hips facing the long ways on the mat. Watch what's happening with this front thigh. I want it to turn inwards. Let's turn it out so the knee can track the toes. Come down, collect, rotate through the shoulders, through the middle body, through the lumbar, and looking to separate the two arms from each other. Making sure you can breathe here. Okay, let's come back and first face the toes and then come back up. And let's turn this right foot in and the left foot out. Inhale up, extend forwards. Again, you can use a block here if you need to. Come and get the shin. If it's possible, we'll ground to the outside of the foot. Okay, and you can stop and understand this part. Just find the balance. If it's possible, grab the mat with that left hand so we can rotate through the thoracic spine and extend the two arms from each other. Let's bring the hand back to the hip. Turn to face the toes and let's push back up. Use the core strength to come back up and turn the right foot in, left foot out. Inhale, open. Exhale, come down. Rotate through the spine. Find the balance. Find the stability. And then find your breath. Bring the hand back to the hip. Turn to face the toes. Use your core to push back up and turn back sideways. Bring the hands to the hips. Spread the feet a little bit wider. Inhale, open. And then exhale, fold forwards. Just grab the toes with your first two fingers and your thumb. Inhale, and then exhale. We see if we can bring the crown down to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, bring the hands to the hips. And then exhale, exhale the air out. And then we inhale to come up. And let's jump or step together. Come to the top of the mat. Samastiti. Hope we're all doing good. Okay. Good. We're going to come back down into sitting. So inhale up the hands. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back and come down into your chaturanga. Inhale, open, stretch the front of the body. Back into downward dog. And then we'll do a little hop into sitting. Come down into sitting. Excellent, well done. Bit of a quick start this morning. Okay, let's inhale up and exhale, fold forwards. Collect these big toes or your belt or your towel. Okay. Engage the feet. Don't let these feet be floppy. They have to be engaged. All the front of the legs have to be engaged. So then we can stretch the back of the legs. Inhale, open, lengthen, and exhale, come forwards. When you grab these toes, then you hook the toes back onto the fingers. And make really, really strong, big toes. Because if you think your thumbs are pretty powerful, these toes are really powerful, okay? You've got to get the most out of them. Get the big, strong, big toes. Let's bring the hands back. Fingers pointing back towards the glutes. Come into Pavatanasana. Open, lift through the front of the body. Exhale, come back down and cross feet. And step or jump back and come down through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, let's come back into downward facing dog. Then we're going to look to the hands and step forward back into sitting. And we'll take this right foot into Marichyasana. Okay, so we're trying to push this knee past. So we'll start here, hugging the knee. And just keep hugging the knee until we can push this knee past and underneath the armpit. And then come down nice and low. See if we can collect the other hand. Inhale and exhale to stare at your left toes. And breathe, calm breaths, no struggles here. And release the hands. Okay. We're going to take this left foot. Option A is sort of beginner's option, if you like. Just take that underneath, place it underneath the glute. If it's possible, I'd like, maybe we can all try bits of the full posture. So let's just break this down a little bit into Marichyasana B. So we're going to come to this point. This is still Marichyasana B. I know it looks like Ardha Baddha Padma. And we're going to put this foot into the hip crease, okay? See if we can all get there. Good. And then just come and hang out onto this thigh. So this thigh stays grounded, and we try and lift up this foot. And you might be at any of these points. You might be here, you might be here, you might just stay there and work with it. If it's possible, we bring ourselves up, okay? And if it's possible, we come around to collect. Breathe. Open the shoulders here, don't have the shoulders all screwed up around your neck. So we try and draw the two hands together. And release, release. This left foot, let's take a little vinyasa. Cross feet, step back and come down. Inhale up, and exhale back into downward dog. And then look to the hands. Let's see if we can do a little hop. And sit. And we'll bring the left foot into the side. Just into this left armpit. So we start to hug this knee. And again, we can try and push this knee back behind us. See if we can come forwards, reach forwards to come into the bind. Even if it's with a towel or with a belt, and then staring at your toes. So this right leg is completely active. Right toes looking back. It's going to help this posture and help the stability. Squeeze the perineum. Keep yourself on the sit bones. Excellent. And then we try the other one. If you don't want to try the full posture, you can come here to the revised posture and stay here like this. If you want to try to experience or go to different levels of the full posture, bring this right foot into Adho Baddha Padma and land this thigh onto the floor so this knee is protected. If we get pain in the knee, you stop. We need to find the rotation here in the hip. Okay, and then let's come around. Okay, and we'll release the right leg. Okay, and we'll take a little vinyasa. So cross feet, rock up onto the hands, step back, and come down through chaturanga. Inhale, open your body. Exhale, come back into downward dog. And then look to the hands. Just try a little hop, even if it's just a little hop. Even if it's just crashing into here. Just try. Each time will get better. Okay. Let's bring this right leg up into Marichyasana C. And this time, take the right hand behind. Don't have this right hand back here because you've lost the posture. Bring the right hand up. And we'll try and push this knee underneath the left armpit. So we keep trying to push. As we push it around, we start to rotate through the lumbar of the body, right through the spine. And we might be here keeping this left leg active. If it's possible, we come and bind the hands. And then try and sit up a little bit straight. Make sure you can breathe. Okay. Let's release. And we'll do the other side before we take a vinyasa. So let's have a look at it from this side. This leg is active. This is helping me to sit up. If I let that leg go, And we're relying on the whole top of the body. So engage this leg. Okay, and then we start to rotate. And we find this movement. And maybe we just stay here. If it's possible and we can get our shoulder past, then we can come and think about binding the hands. And release all the way back around. Let's cross feet. Step onto the hands, come back and down for chaturanga. And now upward facing dog. Back into downward facing dog. Let's come onto the knees. Spread the knees, bring the toes together. Come sit back and squash the heels. And let's come down just for a moment into child's pose. Keep this active child's pose. So we're going to keep the arms active. Maybe just roll the head a little bit. Loosen the neck a little bit from side to side. Okay, and looking to the hands, let's push ourselves up into downward dog. And looking to the hands, let's hop back into sitting. Okay, how are we doing? We're doing okay? Good. Okay, let's bring these feet and grab the toes. Okay, let's just take these feet. We're not going to go straight into upper vista. We'll see if we can bring the hands underneath. Here, let's start here like this. Okay, and bring these hands out to the side. Okay, and we're going to try to come down a little bit more and bring the arms underneath the knees and pushing the feet forwards. Stop every now and again, just take a breath, and then take another inhale. And then with the exhale, we try and travel a little bit more forwards. And just keep coming down. Okay, we'll slowly come back up and release the arms from there. Okay, and let's spread the feet. Okay, and then again, you may need towels on props here. That's fine, just use what you've got to use. But let's hook this right foot first. Okay, we'll take this right foot. We can kick the right back outside of the right foot, and then just bringing ourselves down. And we'll bring the right hand over, the left hand over to the right foot. Maybe we're just here. This is fine. And then we'll come back up. Come back to center. Inhale up the hands and exhale. Let's come forwards, finding this rotation into the hips. So as we come forwards, these hips are rotating outwards. And slowly, let's walk back up. And we're going to walk over to the left side. Let's bring these hands over. Maybe we can collect this left foot. Maybe we'll have a belt or something on here. Okay. And then experiencing this movement, keeping this right leg active so we can open up through the groin and then see where we can come to find this opening through the side of the body. Okay, let's come back up and we'll collect these toes. I'm going to go backwards. Collect your big toes with the first two fingers and the thumb and lift up. Hook the toes with the fingers, hook the fingers with the toes. Find this traction through the feet and through the arches of the feet first, okay? And then it's going to travel up through the legs. The feet are what's holding this together. Okay, let's come backwards. Let's see if we can bring the feet over. Tuck the chin into the chest. Lift the tailbone, lift the hips. Okay, let's come back up. Hold, hold. Breathe. Bring calmness to the body. And let's see if we can keep the balance onto the sit bones and bring the feet together. Breathe, squeeze the perineum. Don't lose the integrity in your back. If your back bubbles out, you're going to lose the posture, you're going to lose the balance. Breathe. And then let's bring these feet down into Baddha Konasana. Soles and the heels of the feet together. Okay. And then let's just open up here a little bit. We can butterfly a little bit into keeping the back straight, nice and straight, sitting up. And pedal the feet. Pedal the feet. Just butterfly the legs in, actually. Okay, and let's bring the knees together. Let's come onto the back. And we'll bring these feet back into Baddha Konasana. So collect the feet. And then see if you can bring your back to the floor. And using your hip flexors, your core strength, your Mula Bandha, squeeze. So as we draw the feet towards us, try to push the knees away and open up a little bit more into the hips and groins here. Try and keep the back in neutral. Your lower back is going to be pushed probably into the floor with because you've engaged your core. And try and breathe. Inhale and then exhale. Bring the feet a little bit closer. Calm breaths. Okay. And let's release. Let's just bring these knees together. Give ourselves a bit of a hug for a moment. Bring the chin to the knees. Okay, and let's lower down this left leg, just lower down to just in front of the glutes. And we're going to take the right foot on top of the back of the left knee. Okay, so we want this hip to open. This right toe is going to be active. We're going to collect either the shin or the back of the thigh, whichever's better for you. I'm going to take the back of the thigh. And then also what I kind of do here is, without putting pressure on the knee, I use this arm to push a little bit into opening this hip and pushing this hip away, this thigh away, as I draw this knee a little bit closer each time. And then keep trying to drive away this right thigh. Find your maximum place and then just stay there. And relax down. Let's drop this right leg down. We'll take this left one. And again, taking them to the top of the knee. Collect the back of the thigh. Take the breath, and we can see if we can push the left arm down onto the right, onto the left thigh. So we can open up a little bit more into that hip and find that rotation. Breathe. Okay, let's release that off of there. We're going to bring the knees up just outside, just bring them inside into the armpits and collect, the outside of your feet into happy baby. And we'll just draw the knees, try and keep the tailbone down a little bit, so we don't want to just be up here. Okay, so we're all onto our shoulders, that's too uncomfortable. Stay on your back is flat to the floor, using the core to ground through the back. At the same time, drawing these knees into the armpits, keeping the feet active, keeping the breath soft. Okay, and then we'll just lower these feet down. And come back into Shavasana, just lying palms facing up. Relax the whole body. Just lift up your head, scan through your body, make sure you're in a straight line. Your body is aligned. Relax. Just scanning through the body, releasing your body to the floor. Just scanning through your body, making sure you're not holding on here. Just trying to find that calmness in the body. Just relax your shoulders. Just relax your face. And sometimes we have to try to understand what our relationship is to the practice. Maybe whenever we get to the mat, maybe we're very pushy with ourselves, very demanding on ourselves. And maybe sometimes we have that approach to the practice, it brings tension to the body immediately before we even start the practice. It creates an element of underlying tension. So we have to try and observe what's actually happening with this relationship that we're building with the practice. And I find that generally the attitude you have with yourself towards the practice is generally how you will be in the world with yourself. It's interesting observations. It's only when we have these observations that we can confront them, maybe bring about some change. Maybe take some of the struggles out of life, take some of the struggles out of the practice. And keeping your eyes gently closed. And very slowly start to make your way up to a sitting position. Bring your hands to your heart. And let's rub palms together, creating healing prana. Put these warm palms over our closed eyes. And blink our eyes open to the new beginning. Turn the hands to the heart. Exhale, thank you. Have a lovely day.